TXSprouts is a randomized clustered nutrition, cooking, and gardening intervention aimed at reducing obesity and improving fruit and vegetable intake in low-income Hispanic families, children and their families. This project came about because when I was in Los Angeles, we did a pilot project and found that a 12-week after-school cooking and gardening program was effective at reducing childhood obesity in a kind of quasi-experimental study. It breaks down to be about 3 times a month of nutrition, cooking, and gardening classes. They're out in the garden for about an hour. They do a full-on cooking experiment, and my educators teach it, and their teachers kind of learn side by side.
That's what like mid.
I'm the lead educator for the TXSprouts project. I've been working for the project for a couple of years and helped write the curriculum, and I've been teaching lessons for the past 2 years in different elementary schools. They do all the planting, so they planted all the seeds, all the plants that you see here. Every lesson we taste something, so they'll either do a taste test from something from the garden or we'll cook something, and they're always tasting something that has some vegetables. And I can definitely tell you, just anecdotally, kids are way more likely to try the vegetables when they've watched them grow and when they've had kind of a hand in cooking it or preparing the vegetables, which is pretty cool. It's a total of 18 lessons, and of the 18, I think 12 we do more involved recipes, and then the other 6 we do more simple taste tests. So last week was a review lesson where they played a game and reviewed all the information that they had learned.
What is the maximum amount of sugar we should eat in a day? 200 grams, 150 grams, 100 grams, 50 grams. So the maximum, the most you should be eating in a day.
Hold them up high.
Are we right?
Hey, look at ours. We got D also.
Yes. Everybody is right. 50 grams of sugar. Awesome.
Every single class last week did harvest something from the garden that they added. So one class harvested zucchini, another class harvested eggplant. I think we harvested some tomatoes. We had a couple little cherry tomatoes that we added. They all have a part in the cooking. So that's why we set up all the tables. We have every kid has a knife. They're cutting something up, and they love doing that, even if it's just something, really simple. The taste tests are a little bit more simple. What we try to do is have whatever's available in the garden that they can taste, and we really like for them to be able to harvest the stuff. So this week we did radishes, really simple. They planted the seeds a couple weeks ago. They were mostly ready to harvest. They picked them, we cut them really thin, put a little bit of salt on them, and that was it. So just something very simple, simple taste test.
I actually like that. I don't have it.
Anecdotally, some descriptives is that we anticipated that 15–20% would be pre-diabetic. Some of the schools it was closer to 40%, which was shocking. These are 7 to 10-year-olds. These are 3rd to 5th graders, and we're already seeing a huge increase in prediabetes.
Talk to them about moderation, and every once in a while it's okay to have these kind of foods and snacks, but what we're seeing with these kids is they're eating these heavily processed foods every day for multiple meals a day, and that's what's really making them sick over the long term.
So we saw reductions in BMI, waist circumference. We saw increases in in vegetable and dietary fiber intake, and then we saw a trend for a reduction in metabolic syndrome in kids that got the LA Sprouts after-school program.
They love it. I think getting their hands in the dirt and being active, it's super interactive. It's very experiential kind of learning. They feel good about, it's funny to see them when they plant their seeds and then they come back and they see them sprout. It's like they're surprised that they like really? I planted that seed and that really sprouted, So it really is kind of, nature's miracle, and they're able to see it and get super excited.
Right here.